belt you are and if you're training. All right, we have our usual, well, for me it's Saturday morning. I know all across the world, it's in different places. And Adam, that's not a belt, that's a thumbs up. What belt are you, Adam? So we have our usual Saturday morning, Ask Me Anything. And today, as you guys know, I really enjoy my coffee. And we actually just got this in the store, the Yoga For Jiu-Jitsu store. It's a stainless steel coffee mug, and it has Yoga For Jiu-Jitsu on one side and the logo on the other. So it keeps the coffee nice and warm, and it actually makes it better, last longer, because I take a long time to drink my coffee. Usually my first cup is gone pretty quick, but my second cup, I'll do some work on the computer, and then maybe I'll do my yoga, and then I'll do so it takes me a long time, so it's nice to have a hot mug. And this does fit in the cup holders in the car. Sometimes have you ever gotten a mug? Blue belt from Mexico. Are you guys training in Mexico? Let me know. Oh, how's it going? I'm gonna Rabbi. Is that how you say your name? Yeah, so just to finish my train of thought, have you ever gotten a coffee mug and you put it in the seat of the car and the cup holder of the car, and then it doesn't fit? I've had that before, and I'm like, what type of sick person would make a coffee mug that doesn't fit in the holder of the car? Is this some type of sick joke? What is wrong with these people? Why would that work? So anyway, that's my excitement. So we'll be having a coffee together. Keith, I have issues with both rotator cuffs. What would you recommend? So let me know, what are your issues with the rotator cuffs? I need a little bit more information. Are they really tight? Are they stiff? Are they from old injuries? Let me know. Poland. What time is it in Poland? In Canada here, it's just past 8:30. Just barely past 8:30 a.m. Perfect time to hang out with everyone in a coffee and chat. So in today's class, we are moving through, it was actually cool because Adam sent out a big newsletter about the shoulders. And I'm like, man, that's so perfect, because it's like we talked about it. We actually didn't, but it happened. My class today is for the shoulders. Some places, my dojo, we do today, we have training for camp. Oh, that's great. 4:40 p.m. Same issue with the rotator cuffs. Okay, so give me more information on the talking aloud. Give me more information on the rotator cuffs. Are they weak or tired or just not doing much? So frozen shoulder. So I need more information about that. What's the mechanics behind frozen shoulder? I do know a lot of stuff, but I don't know everything. One day I will. You know, the day when you know everything, you've stopped learning, that's when you're arrogant and realize you don't know anything. But more information, what's it like having the frozen shoulder? I do know a lot about the hips and knees from surgeries, but tell me a bit more. I'm really interested, Josh. Maybe I can recommend some stretches and tell me what it feels like, tell me what's going on, a bit more information. Because I have a couple people today with rotator cuffs and shoulders, so it's like a shoulder type of week, isn't it? So while I'm waiting for your response, in the class today, we are moving through stretching the shoulders. I always interrupt myself and everyone makes fun of me. I'm gonna interrupt myself. Talking aloud. Oh, serratus anterior, hey? Okay, yeah, and you're going to physio. And where's the pain? What's going on with the pain? Is it bothering you? Is it tight? Is it just hurt? Is that all that's going on? Is it just hurt? So let me tell you about my class today, because we do target the Okay, yeah, Keith, thanks for the answer. I've had rotator cuff impingement on both shoulders, so I'm looking to keep them both flexible and strong. Yeah, okay. And then for you, Josh, a reduced range of motion, no particular injury, just can't raise elbow above the shoulder. Americanas and Kimuras are almost an immediate tap. Okay, yeah. And then, yeah, the shoulders are a big problem. Shoulders are so complicated, hey? They're like knees. There's a lot going on in knees, and shoulders aren't that different. I have Okay, yeah. And then you have we got so much great stuff today. So for you, Rabbi, too. Okay, so let's talk about the shoulders a bit. Now, Josh, have you gone to physio with that? Have you gone to physio and talked to them about that? Because kind of some of the work that we're doing today in class, like the shoulders aren't above the hands, arms. Part of it they are above the shoulders, but some of it they're here. So you know what, Josh, I would say for that, before we need to know like what you can and can't do. So I would recommend hitting up some physio. You can take a peek in our library for our rehab, and we have some work on shoulders there too. But with that one, I'd first see physio, see what they recommend, see what they say, and then come back. And then we can move through that, because that's, I'd like to be physio one day, but I got my black belt instead. Among other things. So, but you know what, Josh, even if your shoulders and stuff are really tight, you can, with the frozen shoulder, you can still do, okay. So just stretching to push the range. Okay, so you know what, today's class might be good for you. That's good to know. Okay, good. I'm really glad you've gone to physio. How often is it that people haven't gone? I'm like, what is crazy with you guys? So today's class, I think, will be really good for everyone. We move through stretching the back of the shoulders, between the shoulder blades, the front of the shoulders, and the parts that are really commonly left out, like for my friend here at the serratus anterior. Moving through that, we go moving forward and back. So in between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids and the serratus anterior are targeted through range of motion. But not only that, we also do some strengthening. So this from San Diego. Such a great city. So Josh, with this one, probably going with the shoulders back and forward, this will help loosen everything up. And we actually move through stretches as well through thoracic spine. So that spine is basically between the shoulders, and not everyone knows this. And I actually learned this when mine became retardedly tight, is it can really impede on movement, right? So sometimes the lower back will get sore because of thoracic spine in between. Basically, that's the easiest way to say between the shoulder blades will get tight. So if that's tight, the next spot down from the spine is the lower back. So lower back will get sore. And we move through just some unreal stretches for the thoracic spine. And there's been some where they just don't feel good for me, because I would be like so tight with it. So today is a really, really great class. It's more of an active class, not crazy active, but not crazy slow, but a cross between the strengthening and lengthening. And I think one's for, should we start a club in Yoga for Jiu-Jitsu called the Tight Shoulder Club? Should we start that? I think we should. That's not very yogi-ish, but it's realistic, isn't it? So we go through just some unreal stretches, like I talked about, cactus arms, with a focus on loosening up the back. Better make sure it's still on camera. Between the shoulder blades, forward. But when we're forward, bringing the hands apart to start strengthening the front. Now my favorites of today's class, some really just unreal ones where we move. This isn't a whole sequence, so everything's structured together just like a mad scientist. A mad yoga for jiu-jitsu scientist, where you're starting on all fours and just reaching the arms forward. Now this may be enough for those of you that have really tight shoulders, because what we think about tight shoulders is the front of my shoulders are tight. What about the bottom, top, back, and front, upside down and inside out, right? So just simply reaching forward. Then, if you'd like to do more, put the left hand in the center, the right hand on top, and turn to the right. So that will be just an amazing stretch through the entire back of the shoulders. So we go through like a lot of stuff like that. Greetings from, I'm not gonna say it right, but I want to. Is it Dagestan? Dagestan? No, it's gotta be Dagestan. That's unreal, you guys. Just from all over the world, eh? That's so fun. So, yeah, you guys, join me in my class. You can swipe up. Any more questions, send them my way. We got just a couple more minutes. Any more questions, make sure to send them my way. And with this class, I actually did it like 4, 5, 6 times. There's some classes and some sequences that are pretty much almost timeless, like they're called evergreen. Like it's always good to do, because every single time you do the same class, it can be a little bit of a different experience, getting more flexible, adding to the mobility, the range of motion. And I'm not going to lie to everybody, I'm kind of happy that I'm not the only one that has a bit tight shoulders, but it's just the way that our life is. Like we're doing work, the shoulders are forward. We're doing jiu-jitsu, the shoulders are forward. We're sitting in the car, we're driving, we're cooking, we're reading, the shoulders are always so forward. And it's really important. You don't have to have perfect balance of the shoulders being forward and back, because I think that would be, almost impossible. And I don't really think it's super necessary, but you need some balance of that, right? We need that to be somewhat balanced. And if you look between the shoulder blades, when a lot of us are sitting, they're just like, there might be a little bit of a hump, especially if you work on the computer. And the more you work on the computer, the more and more and more and more that hump between the shoulder blades will come, right? So through even this class, just loosening that up. And I think after you do it, you don't realize how tight you are until you do it. You're like, this is unreal. So basically, it's the class for the shoulders. And if you're watching this video a million years into the future, I'll put a tag on it so you can search thoracic spine. 2 C's, 1 S, 2 C's. No, thoracic. I thought it would have like an S in it. It's 2 C's. It's spelled the weirdest way. I'm like, someone that made that up was just mocking us. Do you know what? Will this help with my Granby roll? I just can't get on my shoulders because of the pain. I think that honestly, like this class will help, but I think stretching the shoulders in general will probably help with that, right? Just increasing the range of motion, the flexibility, the blood flow, creating that balance. Like there's so much that happens within these classes. It's really, really cool. So you know what? How about you try doing this class today? If it works for you, do it again and again and again and again, and then come back and let me know, right? I'll be here next week, same week, next week, same time, same place. I'll probably have my coffee again. All right, everybody. I'm going to get ready for my class here. I'm going to get ready for my live stream. So make sure to jump on. You can jump on to yogaforbjj.net and you'll see me on the banner, and then or you can just jump on the Instagram and just swipe up, and then it'll take you right to the website. So that class will start in about 10 minutes, and it's going to be 30 minutes long, and it's just a jam-packed 30 minutes of good stuff. All right. And you know what? I got Rip Fit Yoga. Deep breathing is the most important aspect of yoga. Without it, it's just a minimal and sometimes unproductive. Breathing's so important. Breathing's everything. Right? It's so incredibly important. And the neat thing is, I'm really interested to hear like feedback from people as they start hitting the mats again, because the breathing in yoga has also taught the breathing in jiu-jitsu to be very focused, right? And then even I've been working on my handstands, being able to be in upside down position, but stay calm and breathe. How that's not that unlike jiu-jitsu. You're wrestling, you're moving, you're going. Learning how to stay calm and breathe. It's everything. It's something we do unconsciously, but then it's like when we're, yeah, it's something we do unconsciously during the day with breathing, but when you hit intense stuff, man. So even in really big, hard wrestles, I'm working on closing my mouth, breathing through my nose. And so that just keeps everything regulated. It works on helps keep my focus too. Like it's just, breathing's so massive. So thank you for that, Rip Fit Yoga. Thank you. I love that comment. All right, everyone. I'm getting ready for my live class, and I'll see you there.